Pojďme si představit obě dívky. Nejprve červený roh, 29 let, 155 cm a 50 kg. LFC tým pod trenérem Joelem Kanem má na svém kontě 3 zápasy, 1 vítězství a 2 porážky. V červeném rohu Terry Feisty Fists London. Modrý roh, 28 let, 184 cm a 73 kg. Pod trenérem Leonem Hejtrem nastupuje ve své premiéře. Do svého prvního zápasu v modrém rohu míří Violeta Dark Force Šunič.
All right, it is Terry Feisty Fist London in the pink and black, Violeta Dark Force Sunich in the black, and there you can see as they're brought together the massive size difference between these two athletes.
I'd say I would be worried with somebody only having 2 days notice to come into this fight, but with that size difference, I think she's going to be pretty comfortable in there.
Interesting to see, can she use that big body to her advantage? Sometimes you think of very long, tall fighters that don't necessarily always use their range. You can definitely see she's kind of lumbering forward, is Sunich.
Big swing and a miss.
Feisty fist, there's the speed advantage. The smaller athlete is going to have to move around. A nice front kick to the body.
While there's a speed, definitely a size difference, now we see the speed difference. Oh, there's
wow,
brute force right there.
Power difference from Sunich, just throwing London. London actually moving inside for the takedown on the back.
Wow.
Like a spider monkey just scaling up there on the back. That is amazing.
Gave up that attempt at the single leg. Must have thought that the back would be easier to get with such a big target. I guess it is.
Wow, look at her. She goes in on the single leg. London is about the size of that single leg. The big power over the top there for Sunich.
Yeah, I think she tried to take the back, but was a little too small, misjudged it.
Side control for Feisty Fist London. Peppering away at the body. A scissor lock there around that arm, but look at the power from Sunich.
Look at the power. Thought she was going to end the crucifix, but when you're that big and that strong, she was just able to just kind of lift her arm and clear herself.
She did. Feisty Fist London now with a little scissor choke there on the neck. And that's
Is that a tap?
Whoa! And a little kick away there from Terry London. Not a choke that you see very often, the leg scissor choke. But she got it in place, and Violeta Sunich had no choice but to tap.
Wow. Impressive, impressive. I'm sure not the debut that Violeta wanted to display, but I think there was definitely some areas there where I'd like to see her back, especially with such size. I think if she gets a chance to get back in there.
Yeah, this will be an experience gainer for Violeta Sunich, stepping in on short notice. Again, having the drive from Croatia certainly could not have helped her preparation, but wow, how about the gutsy effort from Terry Feisty Fist London against the much bigger opponent, able to use speed and quickness and pick up the submission win. Let's take it up and get the official reading. So Feisty Fist London picks up the win, rebounds from that LFC 22 loss. We take a look here at the instant replay. The speed that London had was amazing. The power that Sunich had there was incredible as well. But ultimately, it was the scrambling of Feisty Fist London that put her in a great position here. You see her stepping over with the leg, eventually would lock in that leg scissor choke. And there it is. We'll get that beautiful submission finish. Not something we see a lot of, but effective here.
Fight, fight, fight! Gonna kick some! Fight, fight, fight! Gonna kick some!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bratislava, Slovakia for Lingerie Fighting Championships 24 Eurobash. That's right, the Lingerie Fighting Championships cage has made it across the pond, and we're at Hant Arena in Slovakia for tonight's main card action. My name is John Morgan. Ken Hathaway is with me for what looks like an exciting night of action. It is a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a little bit of clothing. It is Lingerie Fighting Championships 24 coming at you right now.
Ponte Arena was like really big. It was the first time I saw it, I walked in, I was like, no way. We were all like, girls, look at it, look at it.
54 pounds at the weigh-in. That's right, she is 10 inches taller than her opponent and holds a 46-pound weight advantage.
And then she comes out and they're like, oh, damn, you know, and I'm just like, I know, I'm gonna die.
You know, I liked Terry's lingerie better than Violetta's, mostly because I feel like Violetta's a football player could have fit into. And Terry's was just, it was petite, it was sexy, it was something I enjoyed. So I think the whole package came together there. It was a win for my team.
All right, it is Terry Feisty Fist London in the pink and black, Violetta Dark Force Sunich in the black. And there you can see, as they're brought together, the massive size difference between these two athletes.
I didn't realize how bad this fight might be until they went to touch gloves. I had to catch myself because I almost started laughing just because it was absolutely David versus Goliath. When someone's that big, I just tell her, you know, go for the knees, chop that tree down, you know?
I was nervous as shit because I thought I was gonna die. So that's fine, you know, that's normal. Like, oh, I wake up, I'm gonna go fight and then die.
Times that you think of very long, tall fighters that don't necessarily always use their range. You can definitely see she's kind of lumbering forward, is Sunich.
You know, when I saw Violetta throw her first punch, I knew everything was going to be okay.
When she swung, the first two swings, like, it was easy. I just like ducked under her and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. Like, I can duck under, I can go around her. I'm little, I'm fast, I'm quick.
Big swing and a miss.
Feisty fist, there's the speed advantage. The smaller athlete is gonna have to move around. A nice front kick to the body.
I was so excited to have someone that was almost as tall as me until I found out that she had little to no training.
London actually moving inside for the takedown on the back.
Wow.
Like a spider monkey.
Terry showed how athletic she is. I mean, she climbed up this girl and just choked her in every way possible and got her to the ground.
Wow, look at her. She goes in on the single leg. London is about the size of that single leg. The big power over the top there for Sunich.
It was kind of an uncoordinated mess, I'm not going to lie. I mean, my girl, she's Feisty Fist. She comes fast and hard. Violetta was coming slow and steady. So,
side control for Feisty Fist London. Peppering away at the body. A scissor lock there around that arm, but look at the power from Sunich.
Look at the power.
But I think that her size was her downfall in this case. I think Terry was able to be a little bit more nimble and kind of dart in and out and ultimately take control of the situation.
Feisty Fist London now with a little scissor choke there on the neck. And that's
Is that a tap?
Wow!
So it was a little disappointing. Sunich wasn't as coordinated as I was hoping she was going to be. You know, I was told she was a little bit more trained as a fighter. I definitely would not have picked her for the black team if I had known.